Okay, hi everybody. We're here live again on Sunday at 11 a.m. I'll be here every 11 a.m. every Sunday that I can. I'll let you know if I can't for some reason, but that's my time slot. I'll be here for a half an hour and I'm here to answer your questions. So I'm just kind of going to talk a little bit until some people come into the chat. And let me get the chat up so I can see if there's anybody in here. There we go. Okay, so nobody's in here right now, and that's all right. I have some questions that have been sent, so I will answer those. Also, I have some questions that I want to ask my guides, and I can always fill in the time with that, but I'd love to have you join me. Today I'm using the Pulp Tarot. Pulp Tarot has got some beautiful imagery. It's easy for me to read. The cards are large, so they're a little bit harder to handle than a regular deck of cards. But I really like the way they work for me. If someone has a question, and at the end of the half hour, I will pull an empowerment card, and the empowerment card, there we go, will just give us a little insight for the rest of the week. So, well, it's been a week. Volcanoes going off, political turmoil, court cases. There's just been a little bit of everything. So it isn't hard to choose questions. I'm going to get too specific on them right now. I'm just going to give us some kind of overviews. Let's see how our next week is going to be. Right now, I have these questions that I've taken off of my site, and I'm going to ask them. Yes, I'm very political. You will see that on my site. If you like that, great. If you don't, it really does not affect anything that we do here or my readings. And I do personal readings, and you can find the link to that will be in the description box below. So if you like a private reading, the link is there or will be there. So let's talk about, there have been some major advancements in AI, and I want to see if AI will help or hurt the world in the future. That's the question I have. Let's see what the answers that my guides will give me. I got yes. Does that mean both help and hurt? I can see where it could. Okay. Let's see. Well, the first one I come up with is the wands. This is very technical. Look at the photo here. Could it get more technical than that? The Three of Wands is about progress, foresight, expansion. So this is what this reading is about. We are definitely expanding into the technology. The AI stuff is amazing. Have you seen that? Those little AI puppies on Facebook or whatever. They happen to be advertising them. They look like real puppies. They bounce around. They're amazing. Anyway, that's just a cute little side thing, but AI is really, really coming up fast. I work a lot with trying to find information through AI, ChatGPT and Perplexity and Gemini. There are so many out there right now. So if I'm researching and I need to clarify a question, I put that question in there and it searches through everything. It gives me citations. AI is amazing. I always do fact check AI though, because sometimes AI can be wrong. So if you're doing that stuff, make sure you check. The next question, or the next card I have for this, is the Hierophant, and it's upside down. So normally it stands for tradition, spirituality, that kind of thing. But upside down, it is going to turn our world upside down. AI will turn our world upside down, and some things will be good and some things will be not so good. People will not have the traditional views anymore that they had. A lot of their views will be modeled or modified online by AI bots, and they won't even know that they're being modified. They won't even know that their minds are being changed, not by humans, but by artificial intelligence. So be aware, be smart, educate yourself, make sure that you realize that not everything you read and see on Facebook or Twitter, or X or whatever they call them, all of those social medias, that not everything is by a real person and not everything is meant for you to be for your good. It may be for an ulterior motive. So make sure you're aware of all that and don't believe everything you read. I guess the axiom, don't believe everything you read, is very, very relevant to what is going on in the AI world. Next, I have the Three of Swords. Again, another three. This Three of Swords is upside down. So the Three of Swords is about heartbreak, betrayal, and grief. Now, upside down is that we actually might be overstating the problems that will come with AI, that we actually might be getting more good from AI than we do from bad. Don't be fearful, just be wary, and we don't want this to happen, right? Okay, so the upside down Three of Swords, and then in the end is the Queen of Pentacles. So this Queen of Pentacles she's nurturing, she's practical, she's resourceful, she's down to earth, and she's upside down. So I'm saying this resource, this monetary resource, is upside down. So people are going to be making a lot of money off of this AI, and it will not all be above board. So there are going to be a lot of things that come along with AI that's going to make people a lot of money. There are going to be a lot of things that come along with AI that will make you money, but it's not for the good of everyone. And I think the ultimate goal of humanity is to find the good and be the good. So beware of anything that leads you off that path, even if there is a lot of money involved, because that is not the path that humanity needs to take. Use AI, but don't let it use you. Okay, let's try another question today. So this question that I got was, are there any signs of hope or awakening happening on a global scale? There's been some stuff, the bombing in Ukraine that killed 49 people or injured 49 people, killed 7. I think that's what it is. The ongoing bombing by Israel into Gaza against the Palestinians. Is that ever going to, well, one popped out. Are there any signs of hope there? Signs of hope. I'm looking for signs of hope. Let's see. Well, very interesting. Signs of hope on a global scale. I think you're going to see that the Hermit is a major arcana. It's about introspection, solitude, wisdom, things that when you're alone you can think about. And I think that these all of these different oligarchs are going to find themselves alone. They're going to be isolated. They're not going to have the trading partners except between themselves. And until they stop their aggressions, they're going to be isolated. Another major arcana we have is the Justice card. It's about fairness, truth, law, balance, and that is not coming. It doesn't look like there is any justice coming soon on a global scale. It may be years before these things are resolved. And even then, the parties that are doing them now may or may not still be here. So they may not ever receive justice. But on a global scale, it's going to take years to resolve some of these things. Even if the fighting stops, there's so much destruction and so much ill will that it's going to take a long time. This is not a very hopeful question. It's not a very hopeful reading. And we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. Excuse me. The Knight of Swords is about ambition, haste, action, that kind of stuff, determination. He's charging across the landscape, ready to do battle, and there is battle. So there's a lot of battle going on. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of war. It's not resolving soon. We want it to resolve soon, but what I can see, it's ongoing. What would it take to resolve some of these things? A lot of magic. This is another major arcana card, the Magician. He talks about resourcefulness and power, and he pulling that rabbit out of the hat to make peace. It's still a goal that's out there. It's something that we want to have happen, but it would have to be a major piece of magic and hope So, let's all work on our manifestations for peace and hope. I'm going to pull a couple more cards on this. Excuse me. I don't know why it is that when I start these readings, I start yawning. And Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles. Now you can see, I don't know if you can see in this card, she's sneaking away from the White House. There may be some involvement by the White House. They may be doing something underhandedly to keep these things going, paying. I know they're paying the Israelis. So they're funding the Israelis on this horrible, horrible genocide that they're doing. So I think that is still going on. It's not really, there's more funding going to them than we think, and it may not all be above board. I also have the Four of Swords. Now, this Four of Swords is about rest and recovery and contemplation and relaxation. So eventually, we're going to get there. We're going to get that rest. There actually might be a ceasefire or a period where this is conflicts are not going on, but I don't think they're going to last. I think it's going to take a lot longer than just a short-term relief. Next, I have the Ten of Cups, and that is about happiness, family, fulfillment, and harmony. And that is our goal, and that is what we want. We want us all to be a world family. And again, in our prayers and in our manifestations, we need to concentrate on making that happen. We are all energy, and our energy, if we can put enough energy into the universe, we can change this. This is the energy as of now. These are the energies as of now. We can change these energies. We can make them move faster. We can jump the timeline. We just have to really, really concentrate, manifest, and work on it. So that's what I have for that. Let's see. How can we stay grounded and empowered during uncertain times? That's a good question. How can we stay grounded and empowered? Well, there's always meditation. I do a form of meditation when I'm out walking. I walk and I feel the ground under my feet as I walk. I pay attention to the natural things around me, the trees, the leaves, the flowers, and I make certain I connect with those and feel their energy and feel their peace. It's a very mindful meditation, but I just listen to what's going on and I feel, and I don't do anything else. I don't think about anything that's going on. I just concentrate on the feeling that I get from the ground and from the trees. And I think it's a great form of meditation. It helps me stay grounded. Let's see what the cards have to say. Well, the first card I have is Temperance, and that is don't let yourself get caught up in the turmoil of all of the chatter that goes on online. Get away from that stuff. Turn the TV off. Turn off the computer unless you're doing something that doesn't involve social media. do things that keep you out of that chatter, okay? You see how she's connected to the earth and the water? 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land. She is connecting to the land, and with the wings, she's connecting to the air. So she's connecting with everything, and that's what you need to do. Actually feel and connect to your surroundings, okay? To the natural surroundings, to earth. The next card I have is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is about tension and betrayal. And this is something that you do to yourself. You're cutting yourself off. See, always with the sword, there's a cut, right? So you're cutting yourself off from all of the emotions and feeling and peace that you get when you connect with your surroundings, when you connect with the earth, when you connect and trust your intuition and align with what feels good and what feels good to your soul. And next I have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is about generosity and sharing, and that's another thing that you can do. Give to others. Go out and volunteer. I'm a member of a group that goes out and we trap and spay or neuter and return feral cats. Those are wild cats in our community, so they won't continue to produce, cause problems, have all these babies that are going to grow up out there in the wild. So we give back to our little animal friends by doing this. Find something like that. Find something that you can do, that you have a passion about, that you can connect with, and that gives you joy and brings good into the world. I also, here, this is the last card, and I think it's very, very important. And it is victory, success, recognition, achievement. You can do this. You personally, one-on-one, you can do this. See all these people and how happy they are. It makes you happy. You may be in the most miserable situation you could ever be. You could be homeless along the side of the road. You could be in a bad, toxic relationship. You could have lost your best friend. But connecting with the universe, stop dwelling on whatever the negative thing is that's happening in your life, because when that has a tendency to overwhelm you, you know, it's like it's all you can think about is, why did he do me wrong? Where did I lose that money? What? Oh, I had a car accident. How am I going to pay for this? Oh, I had a bad diagnosis at the hospital. And instead of dwelling on the negative, think about, what is this teaching me? This toxic person. Am I supposed to learn from that? Am I supposed to learn about my own toxicity? Stop dwelling on the negative and start meditating on the good things that are coming from this bad situation you're in. Look for ways to bring light to someone else's day, even if your light is dimmed right now. Just a simple, I heard someone today say, when I see a woman sitting alone at dinner, I always go up and say hello. Now, it's probably comes better from one woman to another, but for a lot of women, it's hard to be single. It's hard to go places alone. You feel like everyone's looking at you. Sitting at a table having dinner by yourself is sometimes really difficult. So if you just say hello, you don't have to say anything else. You just recognize that they're a human being. If they feel like speaking to you, then you've made the opening. You say hello, and then you stay out of their space. And that feeling that you get from just saying hello to someone and having them smile back at you is a wonderful feeling. Concentrate on doing that. Now we're running along to the end of our live today, and our live will be ending in just a few minutes. So I'm going to pull the empowerment cards and see what we have for the next week. What message do you have that you can give me to tell the people about what is coming in the next week for them? What is coming in the next week? Okay, the empowerment card that I get is love you. It says begin every day by telling yourself something nice. Empower your mind throughout the day with positive thoughts of you. Take every possible opportunity to love you. Well, that's it for this week. I will see you next week at 11 a.m. live. Every Sunday at 11 a.m. live. And you can, let me put this on here. If you'd like to book a reading with me, there is the link. And until next time, bye-bye.